All right. Hi, everybody. It's Quentin again. And we are back at Northeast Philadelphia on the transient ramp uh, and ready to go. Today's flight is going to be to the south to Ocean City, Maryland. We're flying the Just Flight Thuranda design Piper Warrior again. And looks like calm air. Looks like runway 33 is active. Sweet. So let's get this party started. Here is my faux pre-flight walk around. Uh-huh. It's good. I like that. Yeah. All the rivets are in place. What's this screw go to? You know what? Forget it. Never mind. Trim tab is set. All right. I'm calling it airworthy. Let's go inside. All right. Let's check the basics. Just visually confirming that it is on the left tank. I like to start from the left tank simply because my fat ass is sitting on the left side of the plane. Therefore, it's always going to be a little left heavy if the fuel tanks are equal, and you're alone in the plane. So there's that. Visually, everything's okay. Gonna check the control surfaces, make sure everything is free and clear. I'm sorry, free and correct. It's not a home loan. It's free and correct. Okay. And oh my God, there's that knucklehead again. Oh my God. Does anybody else have this happening in their install? I've got this guy. He's flying a Stinson and he's doing donuts on the runway, like for reals. See, he's not taking off. He's not taking off. He's not taking off. He is straight up joyriding. Oh my God. How baller is that? I don't know if it's a glitch or what, because he doesn't ever take off. Who is this guy? He's like he's like the Fast and the Furious with wings and an old plane, an old tail dragger. All right, you know what? What ifs? He better not be on the runway when I go to take off. Freak. But I digress. Like I said, today's flight is going to be to the south to Ocean City, Maryland. We are going to fly this route. Um, it There he is. He's still doing donuts. I can't believe this. This is awesome. I'm gonna fly runway. Uh, well, if the wind's calm, I can take off uh, runway 15. So can take off runway 15, fly runway heading straight to KVAY. I believe that's South Jersey Regional. I'm drawing a blank. Um, Once I overfly KVAY, I'm going to track inbound onto the Cedar Lake VOR. That's Woodstown. The Cedar Lake VOR. That's Cedar Lake. Then from Cedar Lake, I'm going to track inbound to Waterloo, which is not on this map. It's on the map that's directly below it, down here somewhere, but I can't access it until I'm either in that airspace or near it. Just know I'm going to be going straight out on 1.5 track, I think 200 or 210, heading down to here, and then continue in that general range of 210 down here. Once I get to Waterloo, I'm going to track outbound to Waterloo for another, I think, 30 miles to Ocean City, Maryland. It is a quaint little airport that's right on the shore. I've been there I've flown there in the real world once, but I've been there a couple of times. So that's what we're going to do. Let's get this party started. Okay. Did I check? Oh, that's right. I got interrupted by the knucklehead. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. Again, this is my Thranda Just Flight plane, and it's beautiful. Zoom out. So like I was going to perform my control surface check. Rudder and nose wheel, check. Ailerons, check. Elevator, check. Cool. Let's go inside. All right. I'm going to try and be in the air by 6:40. So let's do it. Mags. Fuel pump on. Anti-collision light. Anti-collision light on. I imagine that it'll still be light outside by the time we get there, but I'm just going to turn on the lighting just because. Oops. Come back to standby. Standby. There we go. Yay. Oh, and it's beautiful outside, so it's going to be a VFR flight. Whoop. There we go. Yep, full tanks. Left tank. There's the parking brake. It is set. It is not set. It is set. Other than that, we're standing on the wheel brakes. Mixture rich. Fuel and proper tank for time. Oh, wait a second. Why didn't it... Sorry, guys. Wasn't paying attention. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. Let's see. Unscrew the primer. 1, 2, 3. Rescrew the primer. I love this plane. I think we're good to go. Crack the throttle. Maybe an inch. Clear prop! I'm simple. Don't mind me. Okay. I'm going to consider this an idle at 1500 RPMs. 1550. This, for whatever reason, this plane uh, does not like to idle at 1100 RPMs. That's real world. You idle it at 1100. Um, if you attempt to idle at 1100 in uh, in this particular uh, sim plane, the spark plugs begin fouling up, and that's not my experience. So I'm gonna keep. You know what? Let me check to see if they're fouling up now. Nope. All right. So we're good to go. Like I said, I'm gonna. Where is that guy? Is he still on the field? He's still on the field. Oh, wait a second. No, he's off the field. But there's a Cirrus either taking off. There's a Cirrus taking off. So let's get the runway 33 and get out of here before. And there's the Cirrus. All right. Let's get to the let's get the runway 33. We're gonna go to 33, take off, make a 180, head to South Jersey Regional. We're only gonna maintain an altitude of 2,000 feet because you know we're right under the Class Bravo airspace, and this particular shelf is I think it's 3,000. So I don't want to bust the Bravo airspace. So we're just going to hang out at 2,000 until we get to Cedar Lake, and then we're going to climb up to 6,000. All right. So let's close her up. I said let's close her up. There we go. Latch and lock, baby. So, I don't know if you... Well, I won't know until I fire up the video, but you should be able to hear me fairly well now. And I apologize. I really do. For the first vlog, where I just totally misjudged how the volume of my voice as opposed to the background, and it was just bad. There were whole segments where my voice just dropped. It sounded like I was mumbling, and I wasn't. I really wasn't. So I apologize for that. And I think we're at a noise level where you can hear me. You can hear me clearly, and you don't even have to try. Whoop, 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 whoop. So that's not going to happen again. And we can just pretend that we're wearing noise-canceling headsets. How's that for you? Center line. There we go. Taxing kind of fast. Slow it down. So, a couple of things I want to talk about while we're in the air, once we're established. I want to talk about the rig that I am running X-Plane on and its components. Approach path looks clear. confirmed. Approach path is clear. Oops. I might want to set my radios. That was bad. Okay, like I said, first first radio nav stop is Cedar Lake VOR, which is 115.2. So, nope, the other side. 115.2. And Cedar Lake, I believe, is out of range right now. Yeah, it's out of range. The other VOR is going to be Waterloo at 112.6. .6. And that's also out of range. Oh, that's definitely out of range. So, 115.2. All right. If I'm not mistaken, my heading's going to be roughly 210. I'm going to go to 200. See what happens. Oh, that was stupid. And 200. There we go. All right. Like I said, we're VFR, but I have no desire to bust a Bravo airspace. We're looking good. Oh, we're idling at 1100. Let's get out of here before it fouls up the spark plugs. Let's see what happens. See, this is crap. I mean, once I get started, it'll you know, go away, but it's just annoying. Here's my weight and balance for those of you that are interested in that sort of thing. I'm well within the envelope of center of gravity and all. Pilot's listing as 215 pounds. Do not judge me. And I'm putting 30 pounds for my flight bag. I'm sure it probably weighs more than 30 pounds, but having, you know, not weighed it, you know, what can I say? The seats, the rear seats are empty. If I wanted to put someone back here, you see how it affects, you know, because Americans are fat. You see how it affects the center of gravity. Whoa! Center of gravity is well out of bounds. And we also have a, hang on, let's get rid of these. Let's get rid of these values. We also have a, an area for stowing stuff, and you see how it you know, our gravity is affected by all this stuff. So do your weight and balance, people. Don't do anything to screw up your plane. Go to pull your nose up and you can't because it's nose heavy. That's, a lot of people die that way. All right. Everything's good. Let's get out of here before the, oof, a minute late because I was yapping my mouth. Ah, noise canceling headsets. Light speed. I don't have a light speed. I always wanted one. I've got a, what is my headset? I can't even remember. It's cheap. It's, you know, it's not a Bose. It's not a Dave Clark. It's cheap. I said last time that I wasn't sure whether runway 33 or 24 was longer. Runway 24 is longer. Is that the knucklehead? Oh my god, he's still there. Let me try that. My ticket to get pulled in a heartbeat. I love X-Plane. All right, we're good to go. Standing on the air brakes. I mean, Jesus, standing on the brakes. Full throttle. And I'm going to release the toe brakes. 3, 2, 1. Accelerating. Forward speed's coming alive. We're at rotation speed. Easing back on the yoke. We are airborne. There's the control tower. There's this monstrous climb rate I mentioned in the last video. There's downtown Philly. At one point in another video, I'm going to fly downtown so you can see the beauty that is my city. Can turn now. See if that knuckle... no, I can't find him. There's Roosevelt Boulevard. Okay. For the most part, or for the initial 2 legs of this hop, I'm not going to exceed 2,000 feet. I don't want to bust the Bravo airspace. Come on. Come on. Come on. KVAY should be right ahead of us as we cross the river. There it is. Boom. It's more like 150. All right, we're coming up on 2,000. Gonna level out there. Once we get established at cruise, I can relax and we can talk about the system that's running this lovely simulation. I'm going to leave it at full throttle for a while. I want to burn off some of this fuel that's in the right tank. Oh, Jesus, the left tank. Here's my home, Philly. Schuylkill River. We're crossing from Philadelphia into our suburb, also known as South Jersey. I'm gonna get mail about that. All the Jersey pilots are gonna take to the keyboards very angrily and be like, "Go to hell." Oh man. I expect this flight to take just about 90 minutes. I could be wrong, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm gonna make the most of this low altitude flying, and since I'm not gonna be killing my ground speed by climbing, I'm just gonna zoom while I'm down here. Okay, VAY is dead ahead. All right. So, all right. I want to talk about my computer. This is a very, very new, very fresh build. It was designed. I can say designed. I built it myself. I chose all the parts specifically to run two sims, X-Plane and DCS. Those are the two sims that I was interested in. Oh, wait a second, three sims. Flight Sim World. But we're not going to talk about Flight Sim World. Rest in peace. I chose all the parts to run X-Plane and DCS based on the recommended system requirements of the sims, based on forum commentary, as far as what hardware can run it, what hardware can't. Where's the airport? I think, is that it? I think that's the airport. It looks like an airport. That's going to be my, I'm going to take my cue from the moving map. Whoops. So, if you regard, I'm filming, I'm recording these flights at fairly high definition, and it's recording straight off the video card, so you can see for yourself what type of quality I'm getting. Frame rates are just about 30 frames per second, so that's cool. And I'm pleased. I'm very, very, very pleased with the build. Once I make my turn and track inbound on Cedar Lake, I will tell you about the previous computer. Whoop, we're making that turn now. We're overflying South Jersey Regional. Yep, there it is. Pa-pow. So, and we're, like I said, we're just going to maintain 2,000 until we arrive at Cedar Lake. 21. Oop, get your nose up. Okay, I'm going to come back to intercept that VOR. Intercept the needle, Jesus. And get a little yaw correction in there. 1, 2, 3. Ball centered. Cool. Alright, we are established in cruise, and altitude's good for where we are. Speed's very good. Got a ground speed of what? 126, baby. Yeah, we're set. So, all right. Fuel pump off. Downtown Philly again. All right. So, back in the last computer that I built was back in about 2006, and it was a modest gaming rig for the time. It certainly could handle whatever was thrown at it, except, you know, X-Plane. But actually, no, that's not true. That's not true. It could handle X-Plane. I just didn't want it to, and I'll explain that in a second. What were my specs? My 2006 computer was it was a custom build, and my parts were okay. My parts were a Core 2 Duo E6400 running at 2.13 gigahertz. Again, this is 2006. Try not to laugh. My video card was a Sapphire Radeon X1950 Pro running a mighty 512 megabytes. I said megabytes of RAM. And oof, the beef. Where's the beef? Here's the beef. I was running 2 whole gigabytes. Count 'em, 2 whole gigabytes of RAM. They were Corsair DDR2 800 sticks. 2 gigabytes, baby. It was bitchin', but it did what it needed to do. I was running, obviously, FS9, FSX, Lomac, you know, whatever was on the table or in the hangar, so to speak, at the time. How far do we got? 16 miles. And that was my computer up until April, when I realized that X-Plane 11 wasn't the version of X-Plane that was out at the time in 2006. My beef with X-Plane was always the cockpits. If you don't remember, or if you didn't fly X-Plane, the earlier versions, before they grew up with X-Plane 11, all the cockpit instrumentation, the 6-pack, the buttons and switches, unless it was a custom-built plane, all of the cockpit instrumentation, buttons, switches were all alike, and that drove me crazy. Like, you would pull up the SR-71, and it would have the same 6-pack and same switches as the Cessna 172, and that drove me nuts. Um, so X-Plane, um, I was aware of it. I tried running it. It just didn't appeal to me visually. Also, the smoke uh, that the wheels generated, it just seemed kind of cartoony to me. Um, now, um, obviously, the flight model was its primary selling point, but I couldn't I couldn't deal with the graphics. There, I said it straight up. It just seemed like a bubblegum simulation to me. Um, so you know, years go by. Um, uh, DCS comes out. Flaming Cliffs come out. All of the later version of the the Eagle Dynamics simulations. They all come out, and my system, which had you know been up to this point fairly reliable, it's starting to chug a little bit, trying to run these newer sims with any type of frame rate or image quality. Even the low settings are, it's, it, it just can't handle it. Um, so I'm thinking it might be time to, beef it up a little bit. You've had the computer for 10 years. Come on. So X-Plane 11 comes along, and well, here we are. They finally have. I'm sorry, not X-Plane 11. X-Plane 10. The X-Plane where they finally put in, like, you know, the gorgeous, realistic, unique uh, virtual cockpits. I'm like, okay, now I can do X-Plane. But now I couldn't do X-Plane because it required more juice than uh, my rig was capable of putting out. So um, I needed to think about, might be time to upgrade, buddy. Uh, Time went by. X-Plane 11 came out, and I'm thinking, let me take a look at the finances. And, I was in a place where, okay, I can throw money at the problem. I can throw money at this now. So I did my homework. Again, what's the recommended configurations that the Sims are asking for? And I based, my specs, my desired specs off of that. I would go into the forums for these Sims and see if there was any conflicts uh, or user recommendations. Hey, you know, I'm running a 1030 card, but I really probably should look at a 1050 or 1060, or whatever. Uh, Stuff along those lines. um, and 3 miles. All right, we're gonna set up to track inbound to Waterloo. And there it is, 48 miles away. Um, Easy, easy, easy. So little bit by little bit, beginning around April, I started piecing together what would become my new gaming rig. And I took my time with it. I was trying to catch, some sales and stuff. And I think I did well. The video card was the heaviest purchase, the heaviest single purchase, which brings me to the specifications I'm running now. Duh. I mentioned, like I said, I was coming from a Core 2 Duo at 2 gigs, the Sapphire Radeon X1950 Pro at 512 megabytes, and the Corsair RAM, the DDR2 800 RAM. What I'm running, hey, here we go. What I'm running now is we're holding course. Okay. What I'm running now is a Core i7 8700K. That K is important. It's running at 3.7 gigahertz, turboing up to 4.7. The video card is a GeForce GTX 1080 for the Win 2, FTW2. 8 gigabytes on board. And I'm running 32 megs of DDR4 2666 RAM. My motherboard, it's an MSI board. It's a gaming board. It supports up to 64 gigabytes of RAM. But I got the initial 32, and I was going to. I had every intention of buying another 32 gigabytes of RAM, but why bother? For real. I wasn't feeling any pain, or I'm not feeling presently any pain with. Whoops. Might want to do that. Yeah. I'm not feeling any pain with just 32, and my research indicates that 32 gigabytes might actually be overkill. A lot of gaming systems are running fine with just 16. 16 appears to be, kind of a sweet spot for gaming rigs. 32, I'm not having any problems with it. So to go to full 64, for real, seriously, do I really need to go that route? No, I don't think I do. So I might just stay at 32. If I go to 64, it'll be out of pure hubris, just because I can. And obviously, there's a new motherboard because the first CPU was an LGA 775. The new CPU is an LGA 1151. Different connectors entirely. Everything's new. The power supply is new. I'm running it tight at 600 watts, I think. I could probably go 650, 700. For what I have attached to it, 600 appears to be fine. I don't appear to be having. I am not. It's not appearing. I'm not having any issues with power. So cool. Is that. I'm climbing because I'm going to be crossing a body of water, just like I was in the last video going to New York. Um, it's several miles ahead of me. Well, you can actually kind of see it, or maybe not. It'll become apparent. Disregard. So, long story short, that's the rig, this is the rig that's running X-Plane right now, and I am very, very pleased. I'm very, very pleased with the build. Um, the one thing that came as a surprise was I've been running. I have an LG monitor. It's pretty much an office monitor. It's not a gaming monitor at all. But it functions well. It does the job. But with the new card, I can't really say that I'm getting the maximum image based, if the 1080 card is married to, or it's filtering in its imagery through an old office monitor, So I can't remember the make and model of the monitor that I just ordered, but it's a gaming monitor. It's 144 hertz, 1 millisecond, 24-inch. It's going to do, and it's the current monitor is it maxes out at 60 hertz, so I'm going to see if I can get a couple more frame rates out of this. And also, I did not realize. I mean, I know technology improves at an exponential rate, but I wasn't ready for what I had to learn and research and to do to put this system together. It was um, it was so backwards, or I'm sorry, not it was so. My understanding of current technology was so backwards and obsolete. I actually thought I got a dead video card, because I just didn't know. I the 1080 the 1080 card does not have a VGA port on it. Okay, so what I did was I'd been using the VGA connection on my previous card, but I had an old DVI-D adapter laying around, so I slapped that on the VGA port, and fired up the system, and I got a black screen, no image, and I spent hours trying to figure out what's wrong, because it recognizes my system recognizes the presence of the card, but I'm not getting any signal to the monitor. I'm checking power, I'm checking connections. I'm thinking, oh my God, I just spent like, almost $600, and this thing is DOA. No. What was DOA was my understanding of how the technology works. The GTX card won't accept an analog signal, even if you have an adapter. So, it's trying to process a signal that it just won't. So I needed to connect it directly with a DVI-D, two-way cable. And I'm like, duh, I'm an idiot. So that's where it's at right now. Once I get the new monitor, I'm going to go full DisplayPort, baby. Let's get on course. 6,500. Let's throttle cruise. Clean the mixture. Whoa. There we go. Now we're established at cruise. So that's, I'm hoping that'll be the last piece of the puzzle, unless of course I do go ahead and get another 32 megs of RAM. I'm an idiot. I didn't realize that I was gaming in the Stone Age. But if I haven't been terribly obvious in my gushing, I'm very pleased. I'm extremely pleased with this build. Like I said, we're running at 30 frames per second with everything maxed out. Yeah, everything's maxed out. I just pulled these back because I'm not crazy. Ooh, we just jumped up to 60, but 60 is, again, this is as far as I can go with this monitor. So I'm dropping down to 20 with clouds. Clouds on the inside. Oh, I'm sorry. While we're at it, let's talk about XVision. I'm running XVision right now. It is late July, and XVision is available for free download. It is a graphical tweaking software for X-Plane, and it targets the shaders primarily, but it also tweaks the appearance of the clouds. As you can see, these are not X-Plane clouds. These are tweaked by I shouldn't say X-Plane clouds. These are not stock clouds. It's been tweaked by XVision. It also tweaks the water, or I should say how the sun reflects off the water. So it does a fair bit, and if you're of a mindset to see what alternative imagery you can get out of X-Plane, by all means, check it out. I don't think I'm taking a frame rate hit with it in play, so yeah, do it up. Yeah, this was the body of water I was talking about. clouds are in the way, but there's a whole lot of miles at the base of New Jersey going into Maryland, or Delaware. We're crossing over into Delaware. Me. Normally, what I've done in the past is I'll track down to Cedar Lake and I'll come over to Smyrna because, you know, I'm not spending a whole lot of time over water here because the river is so thin, but I am off course. But I'm flying instead all of this. Let me get back on course. Yep. And oh my God, these clouds look so much better than the stock X-plane clouds. Oh, look at those reflections. I love this plane. I love this plane. And you know, you have a fair bit of control over how the tweaking works. It's incremental. So yeah, by all means, go to the XView website. Check out their examples of X-plane before and after these tweaks are applied, and you know, see if it's worth your time. This alone was worth downloading because I am all about the clouds, baby. I am really too close to these to be considered VFR, but come and get me, coppers, you know. What else? Last thing I'll say, it's a 35 meg download. It's fairly intuitive as far as setup. Yeah, give it a peek. That's my plug. So what else can we talk about? There we go. Life is good. Life is quiet right now. Just enjoying my sim. Oh, I'm sorry. I talk about this plane a lot. The Piper Warrior. This is the Just Flight version, but I do have the Carenado version of this plane for X-plane 10. Yeah, X-plane 10. There is a revision of it for X-plane 11, and I thought real long and hard and deliberated about which one of the X-plane 11 planes I was going to buy, the Carenado or the Just Flight, and they're both strike me as, you know, just going off on paper. They're both good software packages. They're both good planes. They are fairly true to the design. They're both beautiful. Have beautiful exteriors. Yeah, I friggin' love this. You know, it looks like light on metal. You know, look at that. Look at that. Um, you know, it's. I mean, I don't do a whole lot of exterior flying or exterior looking, if you want to put it that way. But I adore uh, this. Yep, pilots animate. They both have animated pilots. You know, it was a tough choice, but I decided to go with uh, this, the Just Flight model, um, simply because I've got experience with the Carenado plane, and don't get me wrong, I adore the Carenado plane. Carenado does is it Carenado or Carenado? Those people, they put together a really fine product. Um, I just wanted to see, you know, what this had to offer, and I was not disappointed. So I may yet get the X-Plane 11 of the X-Plane 11 version of the Piper Warrior. I just haven't made that decision yet. Um, I do, however, have my other uh, uh, favorite plane, and that is the PC-12, the Pilatus PC-12. Um, it is it is a sexy, sexy, sexy plane. I love it to death. Um, it's a uh, twin turboprop, uh, 10 miles away from 10 miles away from Waterloo. Did I say a twin turboprop? Oh my God, where's my brain? It is a single engine turboprop. Duh. And it it's very much in my wheelhouse. Um, it's kind of like the Piper planes, the Warrior, the Archer, the Cherokee, except for grown-ups. Um, it's flies faster, flies higher, um, uh, capable of the same short field operations. It's just it's an adult plane, and I love it. I just do. Um, so you're probably wondering, why am I not flying it for this hop? Well, flying higher and faster just means I'm going to get to my destination quicker. And you know what? Sometimes quicker is not better. Sometimes you just want to spend some time in the sim, in the plane. Um, so yeah. Uh, Let me see where we're at. I think we're 7 miles out. 8.5. Okay. Uh, Waterloo is dead ahead. I am going to track outbound due south once I overfly it, and descend to about 2,000 feet, so I'll be near pattern altitude by the time we get to Ocean City. Come on. Come to starboard. um, so yeah, and you know, there's a version of X-Plane 10 and X-Plane 11 version of the PC-12, but I don't have too much experience with the X-Plane 10 version of it, simply because I couldn't run the sim, um, you know, at any proper frame rate. I think I was down by 7 or 10. It was it was obscene. It was just obscene. So I didn't even bother. So probably the next flight, the next vlog, will feature the Pilatus, and we're gonna uh, we're gonna we're gonna do a change of pace. We're not going to fly um, on the East Coast. We're going to go out to the west and fly from a little field. No, it's not a field. It's an airport. We're going to fly from a little airport in Spokane, Washington, to Missoula International. That's a real-world flight that I've taken and adore. It's going to take us over the Rocky Mountains, the northern portion of the Rocky Mountains in Montana. Yeah, should be a blast. When I flew it in the real world, I flew it in a Cessna 172N. So I'm debating on whether I want to fly it, you know, in the 172 in X-plane, or just say screw it and fly the Pilatus. I'll make that determination at a later date. Heading 180. 181. 3 miles out from Waterloo. Oh, that reminds me. If I think I apologized, but I really, really, really feel bad about the first. Damn it. The first vlog where it sounded like I was mumbling. I really apologize about that, guys. Sorry. You should be able to hear me just fine now. So yeah. 1.5 miles out. Ready to turn outbound. Matter of fact, let's 180. 180. There it is. Let's wait for the flag to flip. 0.4 miles. From, there we go. Tracking outbound to 180. Due south. Neil's coming back. We're at 6,500. So that's like a 13-minute descent. So if at 500 feet per minute, that is. So when we get to about 15 miles out, maybe 10. I'm gonna bring it down to 2,000 feet. Actually, I think I screwed that math up. I got it going. I got it descending to the surface. It's more like a 10 or 11 minute descent to 2,000 feet. Jesus. It's a good thing I got all this stuff written down. So, I love this. I love this play of light. Yeah, we're good. Oh, let's check the systems. Even with, you know, hot dogging it at 2,000 feet, full throttle, full mixture, I've barely burned a quarter tank on the right side. Left tank right tank I haven't touched at all. So we are in real good straits. I'm not sure if that's realistic though, but at the same time, when I was flying, I didn't have the best fuel management practices, so I can't speak to the reliability of that fuel burn. When we get a little closer, we're gonna get the airport information for Ocean City. I think they've got an ASOS or AWOS system. I can't remember. I'm drawing a blank. I'm pretty sure it's ASOS. Whoops. Actually, you know, let's just let's dial it in right now and see what we get. It's 119.025. Whoops. 119. Come on, 0.0. Whoops, 25. That was it. I think we're in range for it. Let's see what happens.
Ocean City Municipal Airport weather.
Yay!
Wind calm, visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 4,100 scattered.
Okay.
Temperature 14, dew point -10. Altimeter 2992.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'm loving these clouds. These clouds are they are the bum diggity.
Ocean City Municipal Airport weather. Wind calm, visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 4,100 scattered, temperature 14, dew point -10. Altimeter 2992.
Dead sexy. Not as sexy as the Pilatus, but still sexy.
Wind calm, visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 4,100 scattered.
It's like the cover of PC Pilot, man. Check it out.
-10. Altimeter 2992.
I'm a knucklehead.
Ocean City Municipal Airport weather. Wind calm.
Well, that was fun. Once we clear the clouds, I'll descend, or I'll begin my descent. My descent into madness. Whatevs. Can't believe I'm 50 years old saying whatevs. What the hell is wrong with me? Here's the outer shores. I think Ocean City is right around here. Ground speed 104. Distance 12.4 from 12.5. Well, there's Ocean City. KOXB, baby. Fuel pump on. Mixture rich. Let's just begin a leisurely cruise down. Why not? Uh, 7:38. The sun will be setting in another 20 minutes. What's going on there? Did y'all see that? Screw it. Had a lot of good times in Ocean City. A friend of mine lives there, and I flew down to see her one time, and that was a real good day to see the look on her face. She's waiting at the airport for this knucklehead friend of hers, and he comes kiting in from over the waters, and he lands and he gets out all macho and crap. She's just kind of like, oh my god, you went and did it. You went and got your pilot's license. And it was just a good time. Are we passing through 6,000? Yep. See, that's what I was talking about. This. I don't know if that's. I don't know what that is. Ew. It speeds up when I zoom in. Oh, I think that's Ocean City right there. Well, I'm pretty sure it's Ocean City. There are no other I don't think there are any other airports in the region. Certainly not one I can confuse it with. Ooh, SBY, Salisbury, Maryland. I flew there for my long cross country. That was also a fun time. All right. So let's get this together. I'm going to be on the ground shortly. I really haven't burned enough fuel to switch tanks, so I'm not worried about that. I mean, yeah, look at that. It's not even, you know, a quarter tank gone. Oil temperature's good, fuel pressure's good, oil pressure's good, right tank is full. We're coming in at 2200 RPMs. What's our ground speed? Ground speed is 108. Turn back towards 180. if you're wondering how I'm doing the views, basically I'm using the 4-way hat switch on my, is it 4-way or 8-way? Pretty sure it's 4-way. 4-way hat switch on my stick, and I've got zoom attached to a roller access on the throttle. Boom boom wow, boom boom wow, wow 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 wow. Reefer madness. Showing my age. All right, 10 miles out from Ocean City. When I landed there the first time, I came in off the water. Let's see. I mean, I suppose I could come in off feet dry, but let's see where the
Ocean City Municipal Airport
let's see where
weather.
what the active is.
Wind calm, visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 4100 scattered, temperature 14, dew point -10. Altimeter 2992.
It's not indicating what the active is. I'm going to come in off the water just because I choose to. It pleases me.
Ocean City Municipal Airport weather. Wind calm, visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 4100 scattered.
At this point, since it doesn't have a tower,
altimeter 2992.
I would be radioing my intentions on the traffic channel for the airport, which I believe might be shared with a couple other non-towered airports in the area.
Sky conditions 4100 scattered.
But again,
temperature 14.
Not doing it. I don't care to.
Altimeter 2992.
We're out of there. Yeah, that looks to be about 4,100. Look at that. That's so metal. Almost there. Gonna get on the ground before pilot fatigue sets in. Oh, we're dropping like a stone now. Yeah, I'm gonna come in off the water. What's its runways? It's got two runways, 14, 32, and 2 and 20. So, I guess I'm doing runway 32. So, gonna turn to 14 shortly. Almost there. Turning to 14. 14. Coming down to 1100. See, you son of a... Well, that's a fair distance from the airport. Yeah, I think so. It's a good distance. Ooh. Ah. Is that a car on the road? I love X-Plane. All right. Let's set up for landing. Okay. We're in the white arc, but I'm going to throttle down to 2000. Make sure we're well within the white arc. First notch of flaps. Get trimmed up. Ooh, I'm off course. Turning to base. Alright, back on 1-4. Get your nose up. Established on base. Next notch of flaps. Trim it up. That's not too bad. Yeah, I was off. I blew that. Wow. All right, stand by to turn. Turning final. Last notch of flaps. Trim it up. All right, 2 white lights. Looking good. Established on final. Trim it up. come down, lose power. White over white. Come on, come down. White over white. You're sliding. You're drifting, I mean. Let's see if I can land better than I did the other day. White over white. Really? Seriously? This is too high? Power out. Runway's made. Whoa, 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 whoa. Come on, come on. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, baby. Brakes. All right. Well, and that's how we get to Ocean City, Maryland from Philadelphia. At least how I do it. Let's get some air in here. There we go. Whoa, 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 whoa. Almost got away from you that time. So, all right. Thanks for sticking around. I hope I gave good content for this hop, and I hope it brings you back for the next one. Also, if there's a route you want me to fly, you know, rather than just me pulling from my my own memory or experience, let me know.